So this is the, I guess, 2021 Classic Vibe 60 Strat in Lake Placid Blue. I've had it for a couple of weeks now. Purchased it on Amazon, of all places, sight unseen, because I was replacing my Mexican-made deluxe Strat. I wasn't getting on with that, even though I'm not too picky about guitars in general, but the neck profile on that one wasn't quite right for me, and it just had a kind of weird sound to it. Even though I tried changing the pickups and stuff like that, I couldn't quite get on with it, so I got this one. It definitely has a much thinner neck to it, because I guess it's a 60s style, and it plays really well. So overall, quite happy with it. Specs wise, it has, I believe, narrow tall frets, a 9.5 inch fretboard radius, Indian Laurel fretboard. It's got the telly style tuners, which I like, so the string goes inside the hole, which means you don't have that sharp end sticking out anywhere. It's quite a glossy finish on the back of the neck. I don't mind it. It doesn't seem to be sticky like it can be sometimes. Fretboard material being Indian Laurel it's okay. It definitely has a cheaper feel to it than, say, rosewood or any of the more high-end guitar woods. Neck joint really good on this one. Not much to complain about there. It's got the 6-point Trem Bridge, which I'm not a huge fan of, but this is the first one that I've had actually. It seems fine. It did kind of set up and float just fine once I, tweak the springs, the spring tension at the rear with the claw. And I always add a bit of gaff tape in the arm just to get it quite responsive. All the hardware does feel solid. The tuners seem to hold tune quite well. This one is made in Indonesia for what it's worth. Pots have a good amount of resistance. Switch feels good. The jack works as it should, and the pickups sound fine. I'm not a huge pickups guy. I probably won't be changing these out. I'll just leave them stock because they seem fine. It sounds like a Strat and it plays well, and that's pretty much all I was after with this. Neck's nice and straight. The frets don't really need any work out of the box. They're not rough. They don't need a polish, and the ends are really good quality. So this is the one that got replaced. As you can see, it's a bit more modern style with the humbucker in the bridge. It did 12-inch radius on there. It had jumbo frets and 22 of those. Not much to be said. Modern C profile, whereas this one has the slim C profile, which I seem to prefer. The bodywood is NATO, N-A-T-O. Doesn't make a huge difference to me. The weight feels about right for a Strat. Maybe slightly on the lighter side, I guess. Hard to say from memory. I do think you get a bit more for your money with the Classic Vibe over, say, an Affinity Strat or a Bullet Strat. The fit and finish just seems to be a little bit nicer on these compared to my old American Standard Strat. The main difference, I would say, is probably just the fretboard material. Everything else feels about the same in terms of quality. Obviously, it's going to say Squier on the headstock, so that may be an issue for some people. Let's listen to a few sounds. I'm going to plug this straight to an octave fuzz through the HX effects, which is only being used as a tuner at the moment. Straight into the SV20 with the channels jumped. Everything around noon, but the darker channel is 3/4 of the way up. Some hall reverb from the H9, and we're going into the 2 notes captor load box with some impulse responses.